How's it going, guys? It's GCuts19 or G the Barber, and we're back with another video down in my crafting location here. I recently switched shops, and today we're going to be talking about some foil shavers and personally which one I think is the best in my opinion, and we're going to be comparing them to some other models out there. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to hop in there.
Perfect.
Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about the Pro Foil Shaver Plus by Andis. You can pick this up at any big retailer that sells barbering or cosmetology products. You can also find it on Amazon. It's reasonably priced, it's pretty affordable. I've been barbering for about 4 years, so I've used a lot of different foil shavers throughout my journey, and this one is by far the best. Andis started recently rebranding and kind of got a new logo, a new look to it, and these are like the newer model. So we're gonna just like kind of talk about some of its features and why, in my opinion, I think it's the best foil shaver on the market right now. I think first things first, I gotta talk about the head of the foil shaver. I like this head a lot better than the Wahl 5-star. Let me get more into depth with that. Now, as you can see with these heads here, Wahl 5-star makes their foil all one piece here. So if I press down on that, you can see that this is all one foil. And what happens a lot of the times is after using it, this right here gets worn out or pops out of place, and it's near impossible to pop it back in place. So you're going to be replacing the heads a lot quicker with the Wahl 5-star. Now with the Andis models over here, which I'll pop this one off too so you can see, with the Andis models, the foil is actually two separate foils instead of just one connecting one, which is better because these are running on their own track. So they're not going to pop out of place or come undone. They're both different separate compartments here, as you can see. I can push them up. See, they're both separate. As with this one, where they kind of just cheap out and just have one foil with a little plastic bar separating them. Okay guys, now we're going to be talking about the runtime or the battery life of each of these models of foil shavers. These Andis guys, they're clocking in about 80 minutes, which isn't that long of a time compared to these other models, but I work a full work day and I do a lot of bald fades, a lot of head shaves, a lot of beards, and they have never died out on me. So realistically, you don't really need a long run time unless you're doing like 20 bald fades a day. These guys, they do have a longer run time. This one's coming in at 180 minutes, which is over 2 hours. I don't know why you'd ever need that. And then this one is coming in at 90 minutes, so 10 minutes longer than the Andis ones. But with all the other negatives to this shaver, I would prefer these ones all day of the week. The other thing I like about these Andis foil shavers is how lightweight they are. These just feel so much lighter in your hand. It's practically like you're not really holding anything. As compared to these, a little bit bulkier. They have like a little bit more weight to them. And these are heavy. You know what I mean? I've noticed with these, they're pretty, ideally you never want to drop any of your equipment. But if you do, these are going to hold up on you. And I haven't really had good luck with dropping these. You drop them, they break. I feel like these are a little bit more sturdy and they're lightweight. So it's a plus and a plus. What would you want to be moving around in your hand all day? Now the newer model here does come with a stand. The Wahl 5-stars have always came with a stand, but the quality of the stands does make a difference. It's not something you would think would make a difference, but it does make a difference. Now, what happens a lot of times with this Wahl 5-star is the charging cord that plugs into here is very thick and it's hard to bend in place. So a lot of times the cord is almost pulling it off your station or almost like wanting to tip over. So you tell me what stand you'd want better. Something like this or something like that with a little bit more weight to it. I think they cheap out on the stand. Yes, this model has always come with a stand, but it's a little bit more rickety and it's a little bit harder to place in the charger here. This one, plop it in. I never had any problem with it tipping over. There's a lot of resistance. If you set it down hard or just throw it in there. This, it has a liability to fall over. With now being said that, in my opinion, these are my favorite, the Andis foil shavers. There are still some downsides, which is with everything. What I've found for cutting hair is that now this one doesn't work anymore. I had this one for about 2 years, used it every single work day, and finally after 2 years it died out on me. I think the motor burned up, something like that. But the other thing about these two is if you accidentally plug them into another charger, say like you're in a rush or something, and you just grab the wrong charger and you plug it in, it will fry it. It's not going to come back. That's what I learned with, I had a one previous to this one before I burned this one out. I had a previous one and I accidentally put a babless charger in it and tried to put the Andis charger back in and it didn't want to hold a charge. So not really sure why that was, but those are some of the things I noticed. But 2 years using it every single day, I like the Andis products. I've been using Andis for a long time, and I think they make a very good foil shaver. And the downsides are very minuscule when you look to the other downsides of these ones, especially price-wise too, with the babless being a lot more expensive and the wall being a lot more expensive than the Andis. This is affordable and you get your bang for your buck, and I think it's a good product, and that is personally what I use every day. Alright guys, I'm going to be wrapping up the video here, but I can't wrap it up without telling you a story about these Andis foil shavers right here. Now, whenever I first started barbering, my boss wanted us all to use the Wall 5 stars, as you can see right here. That was like the standard for our shop. All the other barbers were using these Wall ones. We started getting a lot of people from our local barber school, and I think they gave all the students the Andis ones right here. I remember the first time picking them up, they were a lot lighter, so to me, I figured, they were, made a lot cheaper because of how light they were, and I was like, I don't know about these ones, because these ones feel heavier, they feel more sturdy and durable, but as soon as I started cutting with these ones, they cut a lot better, a lot smoother. They went for the hair a lot easier, and it cuts down on your haircut time by a lot. So these are more affordable, they're more lighter, and all over just a better product. So if you're a barber out there and you're looking for a new pair of foil shavers, I would highly recommend the Andis Pro Foil Shavers.